See, things have come to head, time out for scare you, scary route today. And follow us down Courage Lane, they cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke, like we chiefin' on a pound a day. But not talking intoxicating rage, not this is far more tragic than what's comprehended. This has got to stop. I don't understand everything as a man. I'm authorized by God to make this petition. Believe it, especially when you hate and aim to kill a man.
TOTB, the dopest, hottest show in the streets. Yet again, we right back with y'all, man. Y'all know the vibes, how we do it. What else you gonna come to get the latest and the greatest information and stuff that's going on in the streets in the world. Thinking Outside the Box podcast is here for another episode. Y'all see we switching it up a bit, right? We so glad y'all with us, man. We are here live from the White Smoke and Ash Cigar and Hookah Lounge, man. Y'all see how they coming out here, man. Say, oh, y'all need to come out here and check them out, man. They got the premium of everything out here, man. So shout out to White Smoke and Ash Cigar Lounge, man. Having TOTB Finest having a live show here, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. So before we do anything, be sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share not only this episode, but every episode, every season at TOTB_show. On YouTube, TOTB_show. On Facebook, TOTB the dopest. On IG. And if you on TikTok, which is crazy, we're going viral yet again on TikTok and YouTube, TOTB the dopest 2020. We got a lot to talk about, man. There's so much going on in the world. There's so much going on in our city and whatever city you at, man. Stuff going on in Baltimore, just all over the world, man. So we're going to touch on a lot here at this episode, man. But once again, we want to thank y'all for getting in tune. You see, we got a lovely guest. Well, she's not even a guest. She's a part, that's family. So we're going to get to her in a second, man. But of course, my man right next to me, the Captain Controversial Fashion Mogul Moolah Monster. What's up, man? Where can they find you?
You can find me at, first I want to say, how everybody doing? Y'all good?
we good, we good.
Everybody good.
Hey, we at the White Smoke. How else would we be?
Man, we here, man. Finally, right?
Finally.
That's what's up. But Moolah Monster, you can find me at moolahmonster.com. Y'all need to check out the website. You can find all the latest episodes of what we got going on. And you can shop and buy a few little items you want to, you know what I'm saying? But you can find me at Moolah Monster Collection, Instagram, moolahmonster.com.
There it is. Of course, we're going to get to her in a second. But right next to her, gospel artist, Pastor Holy Grind. What's up, bro? Where can they find you, man?
Blessings, great people. You can find me at Holy Grind on IG, Facebook, YouTube, all streaming platforms. Holy Grind, Get in Tune, and also TOTB_show on YouTube. Get in tune, stay in tune. Much love.
Indeed. Right next to him, Philosopher, B Scholar. What's up, bro? Where can we find you, Mike?
Salute. You can find me at Black Scholar IG, Black Scholar TikTok. And again, thank you, White Smoke.
Indeed, indeed. Of course, Reggie moving forward. People just call me RMF. Reggie moving forward on Facebook, IG. Follow Nightcap Radio Show on Tuesday nights. That's where you see me over there. And of course, like I said, you know who he is. With that, we are
Thinking Outside the Box.
The box. Ladies and gentlemen, nation out there in the world, to the viewers, to the listeners, we have the honor of having family come back to the show.
The champ is here.
After a long-awaited hiatus that we've been trying to get it back on. Let's give a hand clap to Sincerely Cedrinna.
Blessings. Thank you for having me back, fellas. If you don't know, I am Sincerely Cedrinna. You can find me on all platforms, Instagram, YouTube. Check out my podcast, Sentimental Value, where I specialize in motivation, inspiration, everything that you need to keep going. So I'm happy that I'm here and let's chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy you here. We need that.
Yes, we need that. Get in there.
Yeah, we glad that you back. You know, the last time you was on, we had a fire episode, and we know you've been traveling the world. You've been in Egypt and
You've been moving.
I think I seen you on elephants or something like you know. So we
Billboards.
yeah.
Hippopotamus.
So we want to personally say, keep going, man. You're doing your thing.
Thank you. I received that.
Yeah.
I received that. Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, y'all know how we do it here. There's so much going on in the world, and I know we've been getting messages and emails about talking about specific topic. And of course, we ain't gonna leave y'all hang. We're gonna get into that, man, because it's too hot not to talk about. But y'all already know what we do. Grind. What we talking about, man?
Operation Snatch and Grab.
Ooh.
Operation Snatch and Grab. This is the Draya and Diddy Chronicles.
There it is.
Take
that. Chapter 1.
So you know, of course, we always gonna we always gonna get drove on about speaking on the topics that's hot and fresh in media, and we ain't got no problem talking about it, giving you our perspective on things. There's a lot going on. I definitely have some insight or some things that I want to bring to the table to my brothers to see what y'all feel about with the Draya Michelle situation. And with the Diddy, I mean, we actually spoke on Diddy, but it has come to a new dilemma with him, and it seems like ain't no turning back from this one.
It's kind of knocking at the door, if you would say, right?
Yeah, I mean, but you know, I'm gonna say it is what it is. We're gonna get into it before I just give my straight out opinion on it. But it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be an interesting show. So,
You know, we do these shows, man. And you know, we started out doing these podcasts and these shows just because we love the message that we put out to the people. We love our communication and our vibe. But there's a lot of people that take our clips and they add their little spice to it. So, you know, hey, I want to just publicly say anybody that wants to continue to use our clips and maybe add their spice to it, and you know, maybe it may go viral or whatever. You know, we appreciate the message out there, but the views and opinions, once again, I have to say, views and opinions of Thinking Outside the Box is not that of NDTV Network, okay? Reggie Moving Forward views isn't Moolah views. Moolah views isn't Grind views. Grind views isn't Scholars isn't Cedrinna, right? So, the hate mail, send it to one of us. Don't just send it to all of us, okay? But no, for real. Okay, so let's get into it because obviously in the news, there's a lot going on with two situations that I think we should talk about, especially since we have Cedrinna here. But I want to start off with one that is I can relate to a little bit, right? With the situation with Draya and the young man, Jalen Green. He's a basketball player, a very popular basketball player, right? And
yeah, he's doing his thing.
He hooping.
He hooping.
22 years old. You know,
right now.
He's with a young lady, had a pregnant that's 39 years old. And he's been getting a lot of backlash. Both of them has. And because I have a son that's getting ready to go to college and has basketball dreams, you know, this is something that I, you know, kind of want to be more aware of other people's opinions. Yeah. So I want to start with our guest, of course. Are you familiar with the situation?
Kind of.
Okay.
I've been traveling. I've been on flights.
Right.
And I just believe in minding my business a little bit. And the business that pays me. But I will say, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know Jalen is a new NBA star, right?
2 years
22?
2 years in.
Yep.
2 years in, and we all know Draya, infamous Draya. She's 40, right? 39. How long have they been dating?
I don't think too long,
Right.
actually.
And she's pregnant?
Less than a year for sure.
Okay. Is this his first child?
This is his first child.
Okay. Is this his only child?
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
A lot of things out there now. You got people talking about he might have other kids.
I saw that. Yeah, he has 2 other women pregnant.
Well, we don't.
We're not going to just deal with one.
We're going to deal with this one, though.
Okay. My thoughts, unpopular opinion, the age gap. I think people think it's cute when it's a older woman with a younger male, but I think the same way it's kind of frowned upon with the older man and a younger woman. People should take heed to it, especially when you're dealing with a young black boy. I don't know his background, but if it's the target demographic background for most young African-American boys, I don't know his upbringing. I don't know if it's a mother wound. I don't know if it's keeping up with clout. It's definitely going to affect his coin. But ultimately, I mean, everyone lives and learns. It's just some people do it in front of the world. So, you know, I think I wish them all the best. Definitely considering Draya's a good mom. She's a good mom. I will say that regardless of how people may view her individually as a woman, or collectively in a relationship, she seems to be a good mother. So if she's not, hopefully God has given her around 2 to get it right.
Okay.
Hopefully Jalen, even at 22, can maybe be a better man than some men at 32 and 42. Maybe Draya has learned a lesson at 39 that maybe to us doesn't look like this is a blessing in disguise, but we don't know what people need and why people mate, because they're not sitting around like just blowing out candles. They're mating, right? Even if it wasn't intentional and it was by mishap, I think everything happens for a reason.
So would you think that if your child was that age, your son, he's in the NBA, he's balling, he's like one of the top players, and that situation happened to him,
I would be mortified if it was my brother. I have a 21-year-old brother that's going to be 22. I would be mortified if it was my brother.
There we go.
Because of the age gap, right? And I think that money doesn't substitute emotional intelligence, right? So while Draya may have clout and she's far from broke, Jalen seems to be far from maybe what his reality was 5 years ago. He's still a kid at 22, and there's a lot of people knocking on 40 that's still childish too. So we don't know. We'll see how it plays out as the child, grows. But
do we have does she have a child his age?
She does.
She has a child that's a teenager, like how he has a son that's
I don't want to call him a child. He's still a grown man.
Yeah,
So,
young man.
22.
He's a young man.
He's a young man. I agree with that.
Yeah,
He's a young man.
Okay, well, we'll
He's a young man.
But yeah, she does have a young man that's his age.
Yeah.
I wonder how that goes.
You think that's an awkward little dot?
Yeah, he eating cereal in the kitchen. He
I'm
coming
not.
in the You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she ain't doing no cooking, huh?
Oh man, cereal alongside.
Yeah, I don't know if she's cooking.
But I wanted to see what's interesting. I've been hearing a lot about it recently. Is that they're saying that, or society is saying that she is targeting him as a young man. Oh, he got a little bag. Oh, he's talented. Okay, let me try to get pregnant by him. Do y'all see any of that going on as far as,
Of course. That happens day to day though. Men get targeted every day. That's broke. Older men get targeted. Younger, the targeting I think needs to be addressed. Not the why behind the what, but the what is that he was targeted. Like most NBA ball players are, whether they're 20 all the way up to a retired person,
So
Club
she
Shay.
is a predator, huh?
I think that, yes, when it's a big enough age gap, I do think certain things are predatorial. Even if it's not a malicious intent, sometimes we're of sin and in sin so much, sometimes we can't differentiate, the human experience. So it just sucks that she has to play it out in front of the world. But I do think that age gap is a little odd.
Scholar?
For sure.
I kind of agree. I look at it like Draya is an attractive woman,
Very much so.
right?
Yes.
So if we took all the math out of it, right? So was he wrong for pursuing an older attractive woman?
No,
Say
but
take
it's
away
a lot of
everything.
young.
No, I'm just saying. Let's just take away every.
It's rooted in trauma, I think, regardless.
Wait, I wish I had that trauma because we was all. No, I'm just saying, like, you ain't never been young and see the older woman, you like, man, she beautiful or something like that. We was all sitting up there when who was them early rappers, the first female group? I can't even think of. Yeah, there you go, right there with the biker shorts. So we ain't gonna start playing that. Younger men is attracted to you, me, Tarzan, you, Jane, and then. But see, you trying to come in with the psychological. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm traumatized. I think
to engage, it's one thing to admire, but then to engage and interact is another level.
You're looking at the long-term effect.
Oh, for sure.
Right, but I'm talking about in if we put it in brass tacks, it wasn't no problem until she got pregnant.
But that's the brass tax. That's the tax he had to pay for the ride that he took.
Right.
So
all I'm just saying is she is an attractive woman, right? Yeah. So she did what attractive women do.
So in other words, you saying he's not a victim.
He's not a
for
victim.
her to be a predator.
He's not a victim. He old enough to vote, and he old enough to vote.
See, that's,
You know what I mean?
I get it.
You know what I look at?
I blame his daddy.
And that's what I'm gonna go to, right?
Yeah.
As a
good perspective.
up and coming basketball player, whatever sports you playing, you try to protect your kid,
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? From all the leeches and all the people who are trying to grab onto a fast ticket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like she waited till he got to, I guess he waited till he got out his mama house and was like, you know what? Let me go test the waters. And he tested the wrong water to me. You know what I'm saying? He tested expensive water. He tested
expensive water for sure.
I mean, wait, hold on. So we saying that, that's what I love. Once again, y'all know the vibes, TOTB. Right here, white smoking ash, man. Cigar and Hookah Lounge, we in here doing it big. So blessed and honored to be in this establishment. Once again, y'all come hang out with them, man. They got a lot of stuff going on here, man. I'm telling you, once you come in this building, you're not gonna want to leave. So y'all are saying, it's the first time I heard somebody blame the father for this, for him, right? Then we're using words like predator. I'm coming, Grind. I'm coming.
It's okay, man.
Predator, victim. Grind. I need to hear your take.
Okay, so first we get you. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna say this. Draya is a predator.
Okay.
Ain't no question about that. What I say, and I'm not saying because she's with him, right? Or because she laid down with him. She's a predator because she actually stated that, right? I want to share something with you that she said on the Shade Room.
Go ahead.
They had an interview with her on the Shade Room, and the young lady asked her, she said, do you want to have more kids, right?
Yep.
She said, yeah, I would like to have more kids. She said, how many? She said, one. Now, it's coincidence you want to have one kid when your other kid is now have went beyond child support, right? So I'm just. So then she said, I got one. So then when she said that, the lady interviewing her, she said, oh, so you can see a future with the person that you with right now. She took like a 7 or 10 second pause. Mm-hmm. She said, well, the question that you asked was, did I want more kids? Mm-hmm. No, she asked you that and you answered that. Mm-hmm. She asked you then, do you see a future with the person that you with? But she didn't want to answer that because we already know what that means. Because she said this, she said, you asked did I want more kids? I feel like I want more kids. I feel like at this point in my life, the relationship is amazing. And she didn't say it with no emotion. She said having a relationship is amazing. But that's not what I'm basing having a kid on, right? She's not basing having a kid on bringing him up in a stable home with a mother and a father. Mm-hmm. She's not basing no kid on raising him up in a family structure, okay? She says, because I'm very non-traditional and I feel I can co-parent without being in a relationship. Ooh. Now you're saying this and you're with a person. Mm-hmm. You telling me right now that that's your motive. Mm-hmm. You just here to get a baby out of him because he finna check that bag in another year or so. He gonna get a max contract the way he bought. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? And that's scary to me. But let me say this, and this is a but, Red. Mm-hmm. I can't just say, even though I know she a predator, but who's to say that Jalen didn't want that and willing to pay for that? We know so many that's willing to pay for it anyway. Who's to say that he ain't see her like I looked at, what's her name, on The Last Dragon when I was younger? It was like when I get older. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe he looked at him like, man, I want that.
And he got the money to play.
Now he got the money to play with it. I don't care if I have a baby back. I can afford it.
Well, you play stupid game, you win dumb prizes.
Because we got a lot of gas to do that. Especially this younger generation. Let's just keep it real. You know? So I'm not gonna blame his parents because we don't know the extent of it. And on top of that, she said this openly. Who's to say that she didn't try to? Because everybody talking like from a relationship point of view, right? Yeah. Who's the victim? Her or him? You know what I'm saying? Or if he the victim, she the predator. But what about the person that's really gonna be subject to the problems? And that's the child. Mm-hmm. That's the child. You know, because you already made it clear, I ain't got to be in a relationship with him. Why would you say that at the beginning when you're presently in a relationship with him? Mm-hmm. You already, the child finna live in a divided home.
I did notice that. Scholar, what you got?
let me just push back a little bit. I'm 50% agreement with you, but most relationships, people have babies with the future not in mind. 70% of the relationships, people ain't really getting married. The people that did get married had to really push through this marriage. So most people that had 4 or 5 kids and a relationship wasn't involved. Because when you go ask about why you never married your baby daddy, and then that's a whole nother set. So that's not in the mind. I think Draya is old enough to know that she had probably been in so many situations that may have shaped who she is. And now she's making concrete decisions. Yeah, I like this guy. Me and him had a conversation. And if he really loved her, he probably want to have a baby with her. Shit, that's a good decision. She finally made a good decision. He want to have a baby with me. I want to have a baby with me. And he financially stable. Shit, this is a win right here. See, we gonna judge her because of her age status, and we like to erase his accountability. I give it back to his father again, because his father was supposed to prepare him to let him know there's wolves and hyenas out there. So we talking about the jackals and the men, but he never told his son about be careful about who you choose, who you give your seed to, right? So here the thing is, and I'm not going all the way against it. What I'm saying is, Draya did what she was supposed to do in the state of life that she in and whatever her experience may have been. She's surviving, right? We don't have to agree with it. It probably look awkward. You know, to me, I put her in the top 10. Who was the one chick? Lori Harvey? Now I got to move my vote up, Draya up there, right? with the wins up here right now, because they really making some wins. What men was out chess playing them. Now they making some moves right now. Now I ain't cheerleading for, but I'm not finna beat up on them, because at 23, boy, we could go to the penitentiary for 10,000 years. That boy knew that women get pregnant without unprotected sex. He knew this.
Now I understand that, and I hear you. But when you make the statement that, you know, how many people have kids without a relationship in mind or a future in mind? Listen, at 39, you should be mature enough to understand that it's going to be hectic raising a child up in a divided home.
True statement.
See what I'm saying? Statement. So she should be responsible and more seasoned enough to understand that. On top of that, I'm not saying it from a perspective of somebody just out here having, you know, multiple sex partners and having kids. This is coming from a woman that's in a relationship saying that.
Right.
You're in a relationship saying that I'm not looking to have this kid and basing it upon having a relationship when you in a relationship. That's very detrimental, because now not only does that affect, think about it, you finna have a child and you famous. He go back and look at this, whatever the child drunk trauma that we always talk about. Cause she look back like, if they had problems later on, you never did love my daddy. But when y'all was in a relationship, when you finna have me, you told my father, I ain't really concerned with having no future with him. You know what I'm saying? How you think that make that child look at other women? If it's a male, you know what I'm saying? Or if it's a woman, how you think that make a female start to think, well, shoot, I could just have kids and for the benefit of furthering me in life or helping me, rather than looking to establish a family structure. We talked about that. How we as a people have gotten so far away from building a family, you know, and leaving a legacy behind. And that's what I'm getting at.
And I'm just gonna add this and I'll land my plane. You true with your statement, right? Draya's situation in the child could produce a long-term effect for the child, right? Because of the father's situation. The same trauma that Jalen probably had because his daddy didn't tell him. Only thing that happened is that it just reversed.
And I agree with
that's all I'm saying. I'm going back to his daddy again. His trauma made his bad decision.
And I do agree with that he could have, and maybe he did prepare him. We don't know.
Right.
Maybe he just choosing to fulfill one of his old fetishes, fantasies.
Right. We agree. We on the same page.
I got a question, right? Would you date someone that's 10 years younger than you?
No.
If he had money?
No. Especially if he didn't have money. Because people lose all their marbles when they get money. So if you're already young and you don't have that many marbles to play with because you haven't played the game of life yet, then no, I don't want to play with you because you're not the optimal, like, player 2 for me. Right? Like at that point, it's almost like a mentorship situation. That's what makes it a little odd and weird. I would definitely say the judgment that Brittany Renner received, and I don't even think she's 10 years the elder of her baby father, and it was their first baby together, we don't know. They could have really laid down uniting, even in the bodily aspect of just, humping like rabbits, being young, balling in the industry, getting his fantasy, her in a surviving mode, us judging her survival action because we're looking at his thriving action.
Exactly.
Right? But I still stand 10 toes down that while, yes, you can look and say maybe his daddy didn't put him up on game as far as getting caught by a woman because he could have got caught by his own peer. It's 22-year-old girls getting guys like that. And men old enough his daddy's age. So that's neither here nor there. I think the fact that he chose a woman that's 10 years his elder when he could have chosen anyone at a pivotal moment in his life shows his own trauma. I would explore his relationship with women overall. And what is it about a woman that's 10 years your elder that you feel like you have in common with her? Or what are you getting from her that you didn't get some other place?
Well, it looks strange.
It's
right?
strange for 10 years,
But
yes.
when a man mess with a younger woman, it look good.
It doesn't. It still looks strange. It just it seems and it's deemed as good because that's the society that we have been raised in. So when you think about that, no, it's not cute. It looks weird the same way. If you had a 22-year-old daughter and she was dating a 40-year-old man, you wouldn't like it. Even if you probably liked him before he was dating your daughter, you love your daughter regardless, you don't like it. Because you, even as a man, forget a father, forget a mate, as a man, you understand the difference of age and what time does to people.
Unless he was like me.
I'm done. I'm done. But that's my point. Like
maybe a little bit extra, but 10. So if a man is 40 and he dates someone 30, that look good.
I still wouldn't say it looks good. I would say I would understand that age difference better because now we're getting into biology. Your frontal cortex isn't even fully grown until 25. So Mr. Jalen still, even as a millionaire, he's still not even all there as a human yet. That has all of these different entities monetarily, professionally, and now intimately and financially with his partner. Yeah. So I still think that 10 years is a big difference. I think any 20-year-old teenager out the question, pivot. Right. But 20 years old, I do think looking back on it at 22, 23, I would like to believe I was way more mature than my peers. But to humbly look back on it at 33 now, at 22, 23, I didn't have all the pieces to be dating a man 10 years my elder. Even if my conversation could keep up, even if I was equivalent on paper, the timing in life and the experiences weren't equivalent.
I like that. So let me ask you this. So I'm glad that you put it in that context. So what about a 30-year-old dating a 40-year-old or a 40-year-old dating a 50-year-old?
So I think at that point you have to treat it like what marriage is, like a real business, right? Like a relationship is. It's relational. I think at 30, 40, what do you have going on for you at 30, 40?
Well, if you're doing whatever you can to establish yourself, I mean,
But doing whatever you can is equivalent to surviving. And at
well, not
30,
just surviving. You say you established. You can be established.
But most people, at 20, most people are just surviving. Most people aren't blessed like Jalen or Draya when she was 20 to be popping on Instagram, to have money, to do all of that. Right. Most 20-year-olds are surviving. Most 30-year-olds are rebuilding.
Right, but
so they really don't have time to play with a 20-year-old for real.
No, he said 40, 30.
But 40, once you hit 40, I do believe when a man is 40 and he dates a woman at 30, because you still roll the dice and get a goofy at 30, yeah.
Why would
like a 20 that has a 20-year-old mindset? It's still, you're playing a game.
But I'm saying, so you don't even think a established 30-year-old could be and an established 40-year-old can establish a healthy relationship.
I think it's possible, but I also think, and this is just from the female perspective, right? When you go back to his ideology of what looks good, right? Most women, once we hit 30, 40, we're not the optimal person.
Well, hold on, because
unless you are someone like Drake, someone on a status.
Right. I agree with that.
Right. So now we're talking about different scenarios, different strokes for different folks. We talking about a regular 20, 30, 40-year-old, or we talking about an elite 30 and 40-year-old? We talking about an unknown 30 and 40-year-old, or we talking about a 30 and 40-year-old that is known? Because it's different levels to life. I can maybe accept it a little bit more, 30 to 40, But 30 versus 20.
Right, and that's what I was at. That's what I was
For
getting
male
at.
or
because
female.
the man is more mature and more able to handle things and always they always dealt with a lot of things as far as life coming at them.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Right, I understand.
Well,
I agree.
women been having sugar daddies since we've been young. Right?
And it's been inappropriate since we've been young.
It definitely has.
It's just systematically in Western culture, we're okay with that. Like once upon a time, we went to wars for men in their 50s to marry women that was 11 and 12, not even women. So that's just historically what we're used to, but that doesn't make it right.
Well, we went away from what historically we was used to. Like when you think about, what was that movie, when Ving Rhames went and he got the girl that played in, what's the movie with the president, the one, Scandal? Remember, she was a kid. I forget. Was it Redwood? Kerry Washington. Was it Redwood? I think they was in an older movie together. And back in those times, the man, when she was able to reproduce, the man would go back and he would grab and the father would give him over to her. But it was under the impression, not the impression, but he was establishing himself like, I'm taking her on as my wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm
still
taking
didn't
care of her.
We went away.
So I'm asking you, right? And that's why they leave the father and move on to. That's why the father was giving them away to the man, but he was taking care of them. Now some will say it ain't right, but you know what I'm saying. If it was working, because you got to think at a younger age. Now we've come away from that because we throw around sex too frivolous now. Mm-hmm. So it's just all for this. It's just all for it's not about reproduction or establishing nothing. We just do it for for feel. Yeah. You know. So back then though, I don't know if I could.
It was a purpose.
It was a purpose behind it.
Okay, so can I just ask this? This is my last little caveat, and then I'm landing my plane. You have a 12-year-old daughter. You're giving your 12-year-old daughter to Jay-Z?
Not in these times.
And not in this culture.
Not in this culture.
But in some civilizations, you just came back from Africa and they have arranged marriages where people will wait till that child. And even certain Indian cultures have arranged marriage. Now we not.
But they're not happy.
But hold on. But we not. But that wasn't the subject though. We didn't say nothing about happy or nothing like that. We were talking about if it's a fact. So it is a fact that but they last longer than traditional marriage.
And the women bounce back with kids at an early age too.
But that's also rooted in a certain culture that you have to understand. And this is kind of getting subpar off topic. But a lot of women, regardless of color and creed, regardless of culture, regardless of geolocation, a lot of women, whether they were given from their fathers or they voluntarily went to a man, they're not happy. In present time, it wasn't set up for an optimal desire of what love should be rooted in, right? So when you think about, we were doing it for land and for alliances and different things like that, where yes, the father and the husband were taking care of things the same way Jalen's kid and Draya's kid will be taken care of, but mentally and emotionally, they were just as screwed back then, and it shows now. So even though in different places in the world, they do different things in different ways, it's a unanimous feeling and emotion amongst most women. And that's why now in Western culture, compared to other places, it's women that's still in India and Africa getting married and they're under their breath, they're not happy and that they don't want to do it.
But that's some. Because I'm not going to say, because some of them feel like they feel
safety and security.
Not even just safety and security. They feel it's an honor to be chosen.
Right.
Now, especially a man of status who is able to sustain a life with him and take care of a family.
But do they love him? Because maybe Draya thinks it's an honor of status for her to date a man that she has the liberty to feel.
Well, she already said she ain't interested in the relationship.
But that's the world that they're in because that's their level of status.
Right.
That's the world that they're in, right? So even though it may not be a continent that they're in, that's a mental mind space that people are in via social media, via the entertainment world, via having money and finance.
But you know what you're saying when we doing two different concepts. When you talk about love is a whole different category. Love has to be earned. It don't have to just be lined up. But hold on. Okay. Because you keep inserting the word love and happiness. Mm-hmm. That come through work.
Establishment.
Right? They don't come through, you mean you got the same sign language and all this same type of Scorpio and all
I was about to say
the same zodiac sign. In order to establish that, it takes work and you have to endure and you have to work. And that's what produces love. Totally different subject. We just simply saying you got so many different type of relationships, so many type of relationships. That's just like saying because we democratic, the Russians are wrong because they socialists, right? Mm-hmm. It all just depends on whatever worked for that government. And what we simply saying, you do what works for you.
So
right?
let me just ask
And
this
you can
question.
marry for purpose
Yes.
and establish love.
I agree with
Exactly.
that.
That's
so
what I'm getting
because
at.
we already agree, no one's getting married. Everyone's having babies, right? Do you believe, right? And some of us were made out of that. Let's
Yeah.
have an honest conversation. We're coming systematically, numerically from a demographic of black folks that just wasn't with.
Yeah, they ain't.
Okay,
They ain't
and if we have an honest conversation, a lot of our grandmamas and grandfathers, they weren't happy. They stayed together. They made it work, right? But even beyond happiness, my question to you guys as fellas, outside looking in, if Jalen was your son, your brother, your friend, right? Do you truly believe he loves Draya and Draya loves him?
I know they don't. They can't. Not what she
Because
said.
again, it's all perspective. It's outside. So do you?
I'm basing it off what she
that's-
said. A person that love a person is looking for a future with them. That's just common sense.
Do you think Jalen loves her?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't heard his opinion.
Right.
So I don't even know.
I don't know.
To even say that. But I
What
don't
do you
believe
guys
so.
Well, I want to just jump in here because for whatever reason, when she talks, it's just like, I gotta shut up. I don't know. She's like, she has one of those.
Well, that's why we
voices.
talking over here.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay,
And they
that's
going in on here too with these comments.
But I do want to say this before we get to another point, because I definitely want to get to this other point before we get into that bag. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just my take on it, right? As a father, right, my job for my sons is when he's born, when he's 18, to raise him to do the smart things in life and not make the bad decisions that I made in life, to be better than me. Once he becomes a young man, a grown man after 21, the decisions he makes, I will hope that he will follow what I instilled in him. But if he's 22 and he decides to have a baby with a 39-year-old, life is going to teach you way more than a parent can teach you. Because when you're grown, you make your own decisions.
Exactly.
You make your own decisions when you're grown. No matter how your parents raised you, they may raise you to be totally opposite. When you're grown, you're going to do what you want to do. And life is going to teach you. So I would say, in that situation, if it was my child, I will wish him the best. Son, I hope everything work out for you. But if it don't, just know this is just one of the life lessons that you're gonna learn. Just one. Use it as motivation, take care of your shorty, and keep moving forward. That's all I would say about that.
I second that motion.
Indeed.
I do too.
So I definitely want to get into one more thing. Almost like I say, y'all know the vibes, TOTB, thinking outside the box. Here again, white, smoking ass, man. Like they like I feel so elegant up in this place, man, because they doing it big.
It's definitely elegant.
I do want to touch on one more point before we get into that bag, because we all know, everybody that's not living under a rock, know what's going on with rapper, songwriter, however you want to call him, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs, however you want to call him. All right, there's been allegedly a lot of stuff going on in the news about him over the last few years. There's been allegations about his sexuality. There's been numerous of rappers and entertainers and comedians. We had one in Cat Williams a few months ago on Club Shay Shay, say different things about him. 50 Cent. A lot of people have these allegations about his lifestyle in the bedroom, right? Well, this week we found out that his house got raided and they're looking for him, allegedly. And a lot of people are kind of equating that to the R. Kelly situation and just this whole dynamic, right? I got to ask the thinkers, I got to ask our guests, do you think Puff Daddy, Diddy, or whatever, do you think what he's going through is self-inflicted? Or you think that if we're going to go by the standard, you're innocent until proven guilty? Cedrinna, what you got?
Okay, because I am a U.S. citizen, I definitely believe in we are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. I think when you're dealing with morals and ethics and a moral compass, I think the joke is, right, everyone has had this ongoing joke about him amongst other people that do things that are not morally and ethically correct. However, I do believe what he's experiencing in this dimension of life is self-inflicted. You have free will. So he chose to be the version of himself that we see and we get. Now, because he is human and still in the land of the living, he has the right to change, right? In the construct of if he's found innocent or guilty, you know. I definitely think it's more to it, obviously, than just him and what we're seeing, right? Going back to entertainment and media and it being a bigger giant and propaganda. I also believe there is bait for our community as far as rising people up and watching them fall, right? Whether self-inflicted or not. But honestly, I truly believe that even if it wasn't Diddy, I think what we're watching play out with Diddy is when people don't live in their truth.
Okay.
And when they want to, dance and jive around, who they truly are because of expectation or representation, it robs you of your joy, which creates the monster that robs other people of theirs. So I think it's not so much of the freakiness and the weirdness that's getting people. I think it's the torture aspect of it. It's the abuse aspect. And going back to real life, that type of stuff is happening in real life without people being millionaires and famous, So I think that the fact that it's happening to people that we idolize is something that should help us with our own moral compass and our own free will. And what do you choose to do?
I like that.
Whether you are in front of a camera or not. But off the record, do I think Diddy did it? I think he did all of it. Like, I definitely think that Diddy did it. He's not the only one that does it.
Okay.
He's just the one that got caught this time around.
Moolah.
I think about something different, right?
Okay.
I'm scared. What's the difference?
I think about during the time of the East and West Coast beef, right? You got Pop, Suge, then you have P. Diddy and Biggie, right? We seen two come to their demise, right? Biggie and Suge is in jail doing 30 years.
Yep.
I leave one person out here just escaped through all that. And we know he had his hands in some of that, right? So I look at, he had enough time to change a lot of things, and he didn't. He kept being reckless, right? And by him being reckless, I think that became a problem. Now, what I want women to understand too, watch that man if he's super freaky. If your man is
y'all laughing, but let him speak this word. Go ahead, King.
I'm serious.
Go ahead.
But you have to define super freaky.
You know what I mean. Yeah, you know what he means.
That you won't do. Right?
Okay. Well, that's me over here.
So definitely watch him if he's super freaky.
For real, because especially if you got kids and sometimes men be going, you know what I'm saying, to men like Diddy been, like you gotta watch this freakiness of men. You want your man freak level at an 8.
Not the spectrum. What's the spectrum?
You want him at an 8 maximum.
8 and a possible.
8 and a possible.
Like spades.
You don't want 10. Because if your man have a 10 rating on his freakiness, he hitting anything that's
and
women.
everything. He's never satisfied.
Women, boys, little girls, like he doing all
old
that.
people, 39-year-old.
It don't matter. But I do think P. Diddy parties, I think those was the indicators. A lot of people attended, a lot of people know what he be doing. So I feel like I'm with her. I think he did it, right? You know what I'm saying? I think he did it, but he gonna have to pay his way. The man became a billionaire through all drama, through all the controversy. Now, pay it back. What May said today, reparation is coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it.
Let me go because I gotta let Grind wrap it up. I kind of hate that it seemed like now I'm gonna say two things. Let me just get my thoughts right. P. Diddy had money for a long time, right? And he had money when he was young. And if you think about when you young and ain't nobody ever told you no, that's a lot of stuff that didn't happen, right? And I just think it's kind of tripped out, man, that ain't none of his friends or nobody defending him. Ain't nobody coming up there and say, man, not him. And it's like, everybody like piling up on him and doing all these different things. I just find it strange, but I also look at it like a teachable lesson. Lord, don't give me no whole bunch of money. Just give me enough, because I would sure hate to see them turn on me if something happened to me. They come up with some stuff a long time ago. Just give me enough to take care of myself, because I don't want none of that, because y'all will turn on some people and everybody will act like they wasn't there. Because you trying to tell me he was there alone?
Oh no.
You trying to tell me he was there by himself? I don't want nothing where people act like they never knew, and I don't want nothing that gonna get my freak up to the level 8.
Hey.
I land my plane.
All right. Brian, what you got, man?
Well, first off, I'm gonna say this. That's nice.
Yeah.
First off, let me say this. We don't know what they. First of all, the Warrens come out of New York, but they raided both of his homes in L.A. and Miami.
Right.
So we don't know if it's for the sexual abuse charges that they've been claiming, which they say he got many civil suits against him. It could be about something else that we ain't even thought about.
Yeah,
I
I think
don't
it's more to it.
It could be about the Pac situation. So that's been floating all through social media. Like, no, we don't know what it's about. But whether it's both of them. I believe he did whatever he did. I know it was self-inflicted. The man played with God. You are running around here with TDJ talking about God this, God that. You know what I'm saying? You on here calling me and daddy. You know what I'm saying? You doing all this other stuff. You openly to look at how dirty he was. We know how dirty he was towards our people. That's what killed me about our people, though. Like, we'll know somebody rotten as hell, who dirty, who do a lot of stuff but then don't kick him while he down. Man, what you mean? It ain't about kicking him while he down. I'm just acknowledging he was a rotten person. It is what it is. Righteous judgment. Judge a righteous judgment. The man was dirty what he did to them boys and making the band.
With the cheesecake?
He was dirty. He was dirty for what he did to them. He was dirty what he did to Mace. You wait and get time. I'm giving people they publishing back after they ain't worth nothing. After you done profited off of it. You know what I'm saying? The man had done a lot of dirty stuff. And if he did anything that they claim he did to them women, he wrong for it. You know what I mean? So, right. I mean, do I think it's self-inflicted? No, I know it's self-inflicted. He got in the bed with people that knew what he was doing. Like you said, he wasn't alone. But you got in bed with the people that knew what you was doing. And you did it in front of them because you was so flamboyant. You better than everybody else. You did it. You want to be glorified. You know, you better than them. So you got in bed, you did it with them, you did it in front of them. And now that you're going against them, now they finna hang you out to dry. Everything
serve you as the example.
Exactly. Now you're going to get served up as another example. You think you did this on your own. You think you built yourself up. We helped you. We built you up. We established you. We allowed you to do what you did and not go to jail before now. Now you want to come against us? We got something for you, little boy. You know?
No point with the little boy.
Little boy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You know what? I definitely, we're going to switch gears, but I'm so glad everybody got their thoughts and opinions on this situation because it's going on all over social media, all over the world. And I mean, I'll just end it with this. Like, it's, to me, I just realized today how long R. Kelly been gone. R. Kelly been gone for some years, right?
A minute.
And, I was still listening to music. I was listening to Step in the Name of Love, all this stuff, right? And, you have R. Kelly supporters and things like that. But I thought about it, like, if Diddy did get arrested and he got sent, whatever, would there be people, they'd be like, man, I miss Diddy. I'm going to play some Diddy music. Or Diddy did this for me. Diddy did that for me. You know what I'm saying? Would it be people still, remembering him like they remember R. Kelly? You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I think so.
Yes.
Like Chaos?
He was a producer mostly. A CEO.
A mogul.
So his music
a mogul.
sometimes
won't get played.
I think his music, like Biggie, I think they're going to always get played.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they're going to cancel him.
Okay.
But like what Grant said, though, now you're starting to see people come out and say, oh, yeah, when I was an intern with him. Like, no,
now the story.
The story. Cassie was the first one to, to break that, break her silence. But it's more people, has been up under his will.
Yeah. I as a person who like to mind my business, I would say whatever happens in that situation, I just pray for the families that's involved.
Exactly. His children.
Anybody that's directly involved with that,
daughters.
prayers are out to you guys, but it's not looking good for them. It's still early, so we'll see what happens. All right, Brian, it's about that time.
It's about that time. Shout out to the plug.
Shout out to the plug, man.
Shout out to the plug. Of course, man, hey, we are here, 2301 Plainfield Road, Crest Hill, Illinois. White Smoking Ash, Cigar and Hookah Line. This is a very great, elegant place, beautiful place, wonderful owners who I know personally. I can gladly say that. Some wonderful owners, man. If you're out here, if that's what you're liking this, man, come on through, man. Enjoy yourself. They got a beautiful environment, elegant environment, man. It's hey, it is what it is. And I know my boys, I know they loving it here. I know y'all loving it. Most definitely.
Right,
That's
right.
all right. They do. That's okay. Now, on the other hand, don't you got a pod? What's the podcast?
Sentimental Value
Okay.
podcast.
Tell your
So,
audience.
Yes. So please make sure you check out Sentimental Value podcast. So everyone has a podcast right now, right? But beyond quality and quantity, I really want to be able to deep dive to reveal more of you to you. So most people use a podcast to reveal more of them to you, right? And talk about themselves. But I think it's self-discovery is what's needed right now, right? We're really in the era and the awakening of society. People are now starting to realize things, actuality is taking place. So every episode that I have, it encompasses a book. So we do The Power of Now, The Magic of Thinking Big, and The 48 Laws of Power, which went viral. Praise
That's my
God.
book.
When I was in the streets of Paris running around, I did interviews over in London, Dubai. I'm actually adding a segment this year for season 3, which will now start to do live taping. So be able to check that out. But I'm adding a segment called Sentiments in the Street. So I'll conduct street interviews, Chicago, New York, LA, Dubai, Africa, London, Tokyo, and really deep dive into people and what they feel and who they are and why they are. So yeah, check out the podcast. It's really good.
Indeed.
Have you guys even watched the podcast?
Indeed.
Who has watched
I
it?
caught one. I definitely caught one.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What did you think? Honestly, it's a safe space.
No, it was
It's dope.
It was
Yeah,
alright, but I definitely think we need to be guests on the show though.
Oh,
Right,
definitely,
right.
definitely. Okay.
Mhm.
And also, listen here. TOTB_show on YouTube, man. Y'all go check us out. We've been doing great on the platforms. We thank God for that. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. We just took a great leap on our YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, go subscribe. TOTB_show on YouTube. Get in tune, stay in tune. Shout out to the plug.
Shout out to the plug.
Man. Definitely go follow their YouTube, man. Last episode did over 10,000 views. So, man, just give a hand clap.
Yeah, let's clap up for that.
We're trying to make it happen, man.
Congrats.
So be sure y'all get in tune. All right, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and get into this part of the segment that, of course, is one of our more popular segments that's really hot, right? It's viral called What's in That Bag, right? Sincerely knows about it. The guys knows about it. We want you guys to know about it as well. Write us these letters, so send us these inboxes or whatever about your situation, whatever going on in your life, finance-wise, sex-wise, family, right? You come to us for advice. We give our best to help you out, and hopefully it works, And if nobody wants to say nothing about it, nothing in that bag, you ain't got to say nothing about it. You ain't got to touch it. But we try to do our best. All right? So, everybody ready? Good?
Let's get it.
Sincerely, we
Let's
good?
go.
Let's
All
dig in
right.
that bag.
Hope y'all ready to get your comments ready, all right? It is good to have a brother to write in, brother that I know. So, and he told me that he want everybody to keep it a buck with him, all right? All
right.
Let's do it. This is my homie Mike. All right, my dude. He says, my dudes, what's good? About time for me to drop a question for you fellas to give y'all take on. It's this chick I follow on IG who is super bad. She always posting pictures and videos, showing different angles, showing this, showing that, showing cleavage. She's always sending different type of messages out there on social media. So I said, why not? I'm gonna shoot in her DM. Shot in her DM. We went on a date and everything was cool. After the last few weeks, I noticed the more we spend time together, she's still posting certain pictures and videos on her social media. I addressed her about it in a playful way because I wanted to let her know that it was something that would bother me if we pursued a relationship. She said, I've been on social media for a while. I'm just doing it because I'm bored and I want to show people that I am okay. I don't want to put my business out on social media, but I post pictures every day or every other day. Now I'm at a crossroads where she's getting a lot of comments on her social media where she's replying, thank you, love, thank you, sir, smiley face, kissy face. Bros, keep it a buck with me. Is this a red flag that I'm ignoring? Or am I just being insecure and I should continue to mess with shorty? Okay, so For anybody that's just tuning in, shorty is what we use in Chicago. Shorty is the word, we ain't talking about no kid. We talking about a woman. All right. Okay, here's the situation. Thinkers, young lady, sincerely. This brother, I know him, cool guy. Met a chick on social media, always posting pictures, videos. I seen these videos, so she posts videos of her maybe dancing at a club with somebody, twerking or whatever, with her girls, not on a dude. Posting revealing pictures in different angles. She posts a lot. She takes a lot of pictures a lot. He been kicking her with her. They've been having a good time, but it's still bothering him.
Mm.
So is he ignoring a possible red flag with this young lady, or is he just tripping right now? Sincerely, we got to go with you. What you think?
Mike is his name,
Mike.
right?
Yep.
So Mike, sweetie, you need to make a decision, okay?
Uh-oh.
You get to choose, and this is the power of choice,
I love
Mike. This is the power of choice. So you get to choose one of two things. You can go with the choice of being with a young lady who's doing something that you don't like. Okay, so let's take out the social media part. I have other questions, which is more so like, what does she actually do for work? And or can she turn the social media thing into some type of income? And I don't mean OnlyFans and something like that.
Okay.
I mean like doing a business and turning
What's wrong with
that
OnlyFans?
attention. Nothing's wrong with OnlyFans, but it
Okay.
would be something wrong for Mike because
Okay.
Mike already doesn't like
Right.
angles.
Yeah.
Right.
So OnlyFans would be too much for
He
Mike.
definitely ain't going over
Exactly.
That-
So
that probably
let's
would be a bad
let's keep
idea.
it here.
Right.
Mike, you have to decide if you want a woman that does that type of stuff, has that type of behavior, if you're going to tolerate it just because, or if you wanted to have a financial gain. I'm not saying pimp your girl out, but I'm saying that you as a man need to lead her and guide her. If she has 5,000 followers and everyone's watching her, she needs to be showing something. Maybe open a boutique, maybe sell some hair, sell some lashes, open up a business, do something that could be lucrative for you guys to bond, right? And grow. If not, and you feel like, and I'm not judging Mike, but if you are a little bit insecure and sensitive to where you can't deal with that, and that's okay because that's your choice. You get to choose. If you can't deal with that, then you don't need to deal with that. I think that it's definitely a red flag.
Oh, okay.
It's a red flag because he doesn't like it. So she's doing something that he doesn't like. And if he likes her and she likes him, she's going to adjust for his benefit or he's going to adjust for hers. But I don't think him just telling her not to post anymore is going to work in his favor. But I also don't think him continuously ignoring what he doesn't like about the young lady is going to help either. So I think you should make a choice, Mike, on if you want to be with a young lady who behaves in that manner online and or even in person. Let's say it wasn't online. Maybe she just a little flirtatious or something like that. You need to figure out what type of woman you want to be with, and it needs to be a non-negotiable, and that's okay.
Let me take the pass.
Go ahead.
I got it. I'm working on a book called EQ over IQ.
Okay.
Right? And EQ is simply meaning emotional intelligence over, regular intelligence. You know that, right? So I would first say, Mike, them angles is what attracted you, right? Yeah, that's what brought them to the yard, right? Teachable lesson, I'm going to be real quick. Mike, stop chasing very attractive women because you don't have the emotional discipline to keep up with her. So some men got to learn to stop chasing very attractive women because very attractive women, whether she's shaking it or taking it, somebody's still going to be looking at that young lady, right? And if you don't have, and it takes a strong man who got a high confidence to deal with a woman that is highly attractive. And if you up here ready to ask her about something that you found her doing, I would suggest to leave her alone. Because you don't have the emotional balance to deal with however she want to carry herself. Go and get you somebody else that's kind of simple the way that you want to see them. And that way you can be comfortable and you don't have to, it won't get violent or you won't get over emotional. I land the plane.
Right. Okay. That's two right there. Okay, Moolah, what you got?
He said he want to keep it a buck, right?
Keep it a buck.
Keep it a beam.
I don't think she's a red flag. I think he's a red flag.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
My boy.
The reason why, right? Because I think the reason why, because what happened to the old way of meeting people?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
We shooting in DMs.
Yeah.
We on the internet.
I agree with that.
Oh, go to the grocery store.
Meet her at the church.
Somewhere else, man. He came in looking for a red flag.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
He messed up the typing.
I'm talking about go back to the old days when we meet girls the old-fashioned way. You know what I'm saying? When you start looking at these Instagram women and you know what I'm saying, you start, doing stuff like that. I think that brings a lot of he looking for a girl.
And he liked the photo because he said he jumped in the DM.
Like being interested in a stripper. You met her at the club.
Yeah, you met her.
Now all of a sudden you act like you don't know the atmosphere that you met her at. Like that's what it is.
I think Mike needs to just matter of fact, he needs to go to the strip club. He got a better chance.
No, sincerely. Like yeah.
Now she got to quit her
maybe
job.
gotta help exercise that muscle of him being able to do what we're telling him to do.
Right.
And listen, and B, you shouldn't even want a 10.
No, you should. Because the 10 too much work around here.
Yeah, because you want attention, right?
Yeah, I want some. You gotta get you 2 points below, like the spade. Get you don't get you nothing too fine.
I always say that somebody always gonna love somebody more than
yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And what's our rule? What's our rule?
What's the rule?
What's our rule? We want her to love her more than we love her.
The reason why we want her to love us
more, right?
Because once a woman run out of love, you're nothing to her.
Ain't the book ain't gonna help you. Ain't no sense you reading the book.
A woman can hold on to love, fight for love, and do all that.
Right.
But once she then washed her hands,
you in trouble.
Yeah, because the disrespect finna get there. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like,
Then you start having the strawberry lettuce.
Then you get those too, But I feel like he coming in the gate liking her more. You making jokes about her pictures, right? You make it like, I ain't gonna like that when we get. How you know she gonna get? How you know you gonna be her only nigga? You know what I'm saying? You gotta really look at when you're dealing with Instagram and Facebook. You shooting in your DM, you got a better chance in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I think he needs to just reevaluate himself and stop looking for red flags, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you actually the red flag.
But Brian, give us some truth around here. I know we was.
I agree with everybody what y'all said. I don't think it's a red flag at all. I mean, that's just it is what it is. What I think you need to do, sir, and keep it a buck with you, was to continue to date outside of her. You can't handle her. You know what I mean? You now hit me out. If you're dating and you date multiple people, you court multiple people, and she decides later on down the line that she's interested in you, like lady said, if she's interested in you enough to stop with doing what she's doing, then maybe you might make it a more seclusive relationship. Right. But meanwhile, for you to come in like, man, am I tripping? Yeah, you tripping. You tripping because that's the way you met her.
Right.
That's the way you met her. That's what she's doing. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong to tell her, you know what? If you go to her and say, I want to be in a relationship with you, and I know how I met you, communication, but I'm not comfortable with what you're doing on social media, but I can't stop you from doing what you do, doing what you want to do. Then you make her make the decision. Exactly. She got to make the decision. If I want to keep him, am I going to keep doing this, or am I going to sacrifice that publicity that I'm getting? And also going back to that, you should be on there trying to encourage her. You don't have to get on there and twerk to get the attention that you're seeking on Facebook. You can do other things. You can establish other things. But the bottom line is continue to date around. Don't look to be exclusive with her. Just continue to date around. And if she decides that she want to move away from that and pursue a relationship with you, then think about going further.
I like that. Okay. Well, Mike, bro, I like everybody's opinions on here. I actually agree with everybody, especially Grind. And I'll say this and we'll get ready to get up out of here. 2024, we live in such a social media world, right? Everything is microwave. Everything is right there at a click of a button, right? So nowadays, dating apps, people are putting pictures at certain angles on there. They're putting this because they're trying to fish for whatever reason. But you know, a lot of people fish to get certain attention from men or women like that, right? Because you noticed that she was posting this, posting that, posting videos. You was one of the fish that she got. Okay. Now you have to see how you want to move forward. I agree with Grind because you are supposed to let it be known. Why be sliding about that?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't like that. This makes me feel uncomfortable. I want to pursue something with you. You know, let that be known. If she say, F you, I'm still going to post, you know what you need to do.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But if she's like, you know what? I like him. I want to take him a little serious. Maybe I can tone it down on this and that. You can work from there. I don't believe when we talk about red flags, we talking about things that we are supposed to be aware of in the future.
Yeah.
Let's focus on the present. Let's focus on getting to know this person. Why is she posting this stuff? You know, what is the real reason why? Is she looking for attention or is she actually seeking some type of acceptance? Get to know her first. And then when you get to know her, you'll see why she's posting. And if she says, you know what? I was posting all along to find that right guy to take me away. So let me,
Why you laughing?
because
That's possible,
that's
bro.
very possible. So
Right.
now you never know. So
Why didn't I think of that?
That's possible though.
It's subconscious. That's why they
She
do
looking
it.
for somebody to give her that attention.
Yeah.
That's
You know
what
what
it
I'm
is
saying?
in a strip club.
Yep, that was the first thing that came to my mind.
yeah.
Stop it, man.
So look, bro, we hope that we helped you. I know it's tough out there, man. The dating scene is tough. You know, everybody that's out there that's still, you know, searching for that person, man. Look, I get it. You know,
Go back to the greet and meet.
yeah.
Right.
Definitely do that though.
Yeah.
I
Go back
definitely.
to the meet and greet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
You know?
old-fashioned way.
If you like
know.
cigars, why you smoking that?
Like,
Right.
Come on down.
man, y'all
Right.
know the
I
vibes.
think people
You never know.
who shoot in DMs and be trying to get women stuff like that. I think they lack confidence.
Uh-oh. Church, that's our next
I mean, it's
topic.
a little bit because you can text all day long, right? Right?
It's possible we don't want to beat him up. That may not be the case. He might, you know.
Well, that might be the case.
No,
Yeah.
that's most likely the case. Yeah.
But just think we go back to fellowshipping and meet people in person rather than just hopping in their DM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Organic.
Don't beat them up.
Meeting
Right,
someone
organic.
organic.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for that. I appreciate
Organic,
that.
Yes.
Mike is his friend.
Right.
Yeah. I just said my
He
boy,
said keep it
all
a
right?
buck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he said he asked to
Yeah,
keep it
he
a buck.
did.
all
Yeah, that's right.
And a lot of people are scared of rejection too. So,
Right.
I mean, that's a safer way to do it.
To take Mike phone.
No. Yeah. No.
Oh man. Okay, look, check it out. We about to get up out of here, man, and continue to enjoy this lovely establishment. You know the vibes, how we do it. TOTB, man. Moolah, what can they find you, bro?
OOOOOWEE.com. Check me out.
There it is. Sincerely.
Make sure you check me out on all platforms. Sincerely, Cedrinna. Cedrinna is spelled CEDRINNA. Make sure you check me out on Instagram, on TikTok, and most importantly on YouTube. The podcast is available on all platforms. So iHeart, Spotify, Apple, and of course YouTube. Make sure you check it out.
It is. Grind.
At Holy Ground, IG, Facebook, man, all streaming platforms,
Mhm.
including
Go
YouTube,
get into
and
them.
also TOTB_show on YouTube. Get into them.
Know it.
Salute Black Scholar, IG, and TikTok.
There it is. Of course, Reggie Moving Forward on IG, Facebook, Nightcap Radio on Tuesday nights, man. Look, we will see y'all next time. Once again, let's give a hand clap for Cedrinna. Check it out, man. We're going to see y'all next time. We about to continue to enjoy this vibe in here, man. But with that, we are
Thinking outside the box.
See y'all next time.
See, things have come to head, time out for scare you, scary route today. And follow us down Courage Lane, they cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke, like we chiefin' on a pound a day, but not talking intoxicating rage. Not intoxicating tragic.